What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Haven't made one in about a month, and it's about time with everything going on, it's about time. So with that being said, I want to go straight into this video. So cue the intro and let's jump into it.
I know I'm fine, but the money
Okay,
makes
guys, so before we go anywhere, this video is going to cover my actual trades. I'm going to show you a few of them in a smaller account and where I've lost money. I know you can't believe it. A YouTuber is going to admit that they lost money. Yeah, so these past couple weeks have been a little bit harder for me. I'm going to show you my exact trades. You guys can see I have TD Ameritrade open up here. And these are just on a smaller scale because it kind of shows my portfolio, my bigger portfolio, but without some dividend stocks and things like that. So the first thing we're going to go over this though is the weekly income and how I've been managing to consistently make month or weekly income and do it, and how you can exactly do it. So the first thing I want to show you guys is actually on Robinhood. We'll go over to Robinhood and I will show you guys exactly how I'm doing this, but on TD Ameritrade without using as much capital, because I think that's one of the most important things when you come to a new or a smaller account is being capital efficient. And not a lot of people are capital efficient. Not a lot of people know that it's possible to be capital efficient. So we are going to jump into that. That's just wanted to get that part out of the way. Now we are going to go into, though, the actual stocks. So the main part and the main piece of this strategy, the number one rule is don't do this strategy on anything you don't want to own long term. So if you think a penny stock is going to work for you on this, I got bad news for you. It's more than likely not going to. Not to say that it can't, because there's a lot of things that can happen magically. But the odds are stacked against you, and this is why we do this on good companies, good ETFs, the futures market, the commodities, things like that. So with that being said, you have to know that you want to own it. So SoFi and PLTR seem to be some of those things that everybody wants to own now. I got no problem in it, so that's the one that I'm going to kind of use right now. PLTR is up, and you guys know I have made videos in the past, and I have done this. PLTR is just a little bit too high for me right now, so we are going to go over to this chart, and I just want to show you it. And yes, this is just free charting over here. So again, I was doing this down in the 17s. I thought this was okay. I was actually selling like 15s and 16 puts. I never got assigned, and I made money every single week doing this. Again, we got this big pop. I kind of left it alone. So that's kind of where I'm at with PLTR. Same with Hood, because I know some of you guys do this. And again, I'm not against Robinhood. I just, after watching the movie and doing more research on the Dumb movie, I have a hard time using Robinhood because of Vlad lying. So that's that case right there. And then the other one's SoFi. Everybody seems to think SoFi is going to do great. I'm not against it. I just don't love banks. You guys can see they're down $7.33. I would actually be down money on this when I was selling options against this. This one's just a little bit harder. And again, you guys can see the long term, it's came down quite a bit from its IPO. So how are we going to do this? So you guys can see 733 here. And I would rather go back to PLTR because they got a better uptrend. They are a government contractor, so they have got better and consistent revenue. So 2267 is where we're at right now. I'm going to go to PLTR, the stock. And again, you guys can do this right here on Robinhood. It's just not as capital efficient. I'm going to show you how you can do that with the S&P in just a minute. So trade PLTR options. It's pretty simple. Now again, I don't do this on a 5-day thing. I'm just showing you how you can do this. I do it 45, anywhere between 35 to 45 days out, but usually I'm collecting 25% premium on that week unless something dramatic happens, and then I get out of it and I move on. So you guys can see the premiums actually aren't bad. Say I want to own this, and this is, you guys can see the chance of profit here. This is a 20 delta. You can collect $8 off of $2,100 every single week if you want to. And this is perfect because this is on a Sunday night. So this isn't exactly 100% accurate. So I would say if you were going to sell this one, you would probably be at like 12 or 13 on Monday morning, and you could trade this and make 15 bucks every single week off your $2,100 or $2,150. Pretty small little thing, especially if you want to own it. And again, this is at 21.5. So you guys got to remember, we can just come over here. This is, you would be buying it right up in here, pretty close. You'd be buying it at a little bit of a discount. And actually, this kind of looks like it's a little bit of some support or whatever people call it nowadays. I don't use support and resistance, but I do see it. I see what you all are saying. I used to use it. I do not. But this is exactly how you can create cash flow every single week using stocks that you love. And again, if you get it bought and it gets put to you, meaning the stock comes down to 21.5 and you now own the stock, don't panic. I've had this happen to me, just not on PLTR. It's very, very simple. You're just flipping it to a call. And now, because it's going to be the one at the money, you're going to be able to sell that same call option. I do them at the money, basically wherever I bought it for. So now you get to sell it for 66 cents, which is $66. And now you've made almost $100 off of your $2,000 in 2 weeks. Doesn't mean that's going to happen. Be aware of your own risk. You can lose anything. This is not investment advice. This is what I do and how I manage certain things and trades. Now, for those of you that are like asking, how do I become more capital efficient? Like I said at the beginning of this video, this is where futures come in. So everybody's very scared of leverage in this world, or you are very happy about it. It works both ways 110% of the time. So I think you have to be very smart about it. Leverage can be a great thing for you if you know how to use it and if you are smart about it and you're not making dumb trades or dumb investments. Just carry that with you. So the main thing is here, and again, I'm going to put this over here. So what I can do, and the main thing I need to do right here, so I have some trades on for MES. I'm actually going to detach this here so I can show you guys on my other screen. Here we go. So I'm going to show you guys this screen. You guys can see I have made $28 tonight. I'm still down 55 bucks total. You guys see I have 3, and you guys can see my buying power here. Now, why is this so important, and why am I even showing you guys this? That should be you guys' main questions as always. And I'm going to condense this a little bit. So you guys can see these lines, and again, I do this on all the stocks that I trade or I sell options on. I add where the price line is at roughly is where I sold an option at. So you guys can see on this red day, I sold an option, and then it came back down the other day on Friday or Thursday, I think it was. Yeah, Thursday. No, it may have been Friday. And I sold another one. So I am short 3 puts, and you guys can see them here. And we will break this down. So, because I just want to show you guys this, and even if I get it filled. So right now I have a 12% probability of this going in the money. Not very high. Meaning more than likely I'm going to collect all the cash that I collect or that I sold it for. I won't actually stay in the trade for that long. I will take it off at 50%, 25 to 50%. So if I'm looking at weekly income, I'm doing it at 25%. If I'm willing to go every 2 weeks, I'm usually doing it at about 50%. Sometimes it's a week and a half. It varies depending on where the market's moving. So for instance, like the 2 that I sold 2 weeks ago, I was actually up 30% on this exact trade right here. But I lost money. And why did I lose money on this? Well, because we had the massive red day over here. And again, I think that's something very, very important to just be part of and be very aware that there is risk in it. But my worst risk right now, guys, is I have more than enough capital in this account that I can endure this, that I'm going to actually be willing to, if they come down here, again, these are my price lines down here. If you guys actually, if I move this, you guys can see my strikes. So you guys can see, yep, that's exactly where I put them. Right in here. and I can sell those, or I sold those options. So now, worst case scenario, I buy them back at that price, and I'm actually set to make, I believe it's like $80 per contract on this. So you do the math for using $3,000. I'm almost pulling in roughly a 10%. I think it's actually roughly around 6.5% for the month on that $3,000 capital. Now, will I get more and pull more into it? Yes, I will sell some more options on this. I'm actually looking to get, I just had some trades on the MES. I'm looking to possibly get into on the ES, and then some oil. You guys can see though, oil, you guys have seen your gas prices. Oil's up a little bit too high for me. I have some Oxy stock. That one's just tilted me enough up there. But again, the capital efficiency is coming from the future. So guys, if you guys are still in this video, comment below that you want to see more on futures, and I can show you guys more in this. I would like to continue to update this account with you guys and just show you what it is possible when you are actually selling these options. Like I said though, I want to show you both of these. So this one was at 47. I think I sold it right at 50 days the other day. It would have been like 49. So this one will update. You guys can see this one's still got an 11% possibility, or basically 11.26, and the market's actually going up here this evening. Yes, futures open on Sundays, and they only take like an hour of break, I believe. Again, I don't have to watch the market all day, every day to be using this strategy, so I don't whatsoever. I move on, I go do whatever else I need to do with the day, and I'm able to continue to make income. Now, what do I do with that income, especially on this account? My goal for this account is everything I make in income on it, I'm literally just going to go reinvest it back into stocks that I want to own, such as utilities, dividend payers, things like that, to continue that cash flow. I'm not really looking for growth. If I'm getting growth, it's really just from the income that I'm selling on these options. But that, I don't categorize that as growth. I just look at that more as cash flow. So the market has to come all the way down here for me to get hit on these options. You guys can see I've actually made a little bit more since we have been on this. Oh, I didn't want to do that. There we go. So you guys can see now I'm only down just a little bit on the 2 is because obviously there's 2 contracts, and the 1 I'm down about 20 bucks on. It was worse, and it was actually crazy because I was actually up on, again, like I said, on these 2 right here quite a bit more. And I actually realized my face was blocking that screen, so I do really apologize on that. This is what you guys can see, the actual full thing. But that is where you are at with these. I do think it is very important. I'm going to move this over here for you guys. If it comes down to here, I'm just going to buy the future. I have enough money in the account to hold the margin, and actually it wouldn't actually be margin, it's just on span margin. So I can continue to hold it, and then I can start selling covered calls. Now, again, this is where people can make large chunks. So I'm just going to go to like a 5-day, or again, you guys can see futures when they get down here, they get a lot shorter. Again, I will be selling like 2 days and 5 days and 1 day, because I can go to an at the money if that's where it's at. That same night, once it settles and I'm assigned that future, I can just go over here and I'm going to sell this. And you guys can see, I'm just going to edit this to 1, because you guys are going to see the big difference here. And say, I'm going to hit confirm and send, but it won't actually do it. So it'll show me the resulting buying power, but I'll have one of these. You guys can see, I only have 12,000 left in the option buying power right now. But I'm going to get a $95 profit for just holding it for a day, for just selling it for 1 single day. So that being said, guys, thank you guys all for watching. If you want more of these videos, just comment back down below and let me know.